In this video, we're going to be comparing two budget phones, the Moto G Stylus 2023 and of course the Moto G Power 5G 2023. Stay tuned. Before I start this video, I'd like to give a huge shout out to the sponsor, and that is going to be Poetic cases. They offer a variety of cases and have something for every type of person, and particularly for the Moto G Power, they have three types of cases. The first case being for more of the minimalist out there, the neon line. This case gives you military standard drop protection with its dual layer protection while also looking stylish and not feeling like a chore to lug around. This is my favorite of their line simply because it feels great in hand. It also has an anti-slip back pattern, which makes the phone always feel secure, which many cases don't provide. The next is their Guardian line, which offers more or less everything you saw on the neon line, except this one not only lets you show off your new phone with its transparent back, but also gives you the option to wear a screen protector as well as covers for the ports at the bottom of the phone, making this perfect for anyone that goes hiking regularly or maybe works at a job doing manual labor such as construction, keeping dust and debris out of your headphone jack and charging port effectively. The last is the big daddy of them all, and that is the Revolution cases. This case offers full body military standard drop protection, the choice of a screen protector or an extra front frame for people who don't like screen protectors, as well as a pull out kickstand for hands-free viewing in portrait or landscape mode. All of these cases are offered at a great affordable price, and if you'd like to pick up any of them, I'll leave a link in the description down below. Another huge shout out to Poetic Cases for sponsoring today's video. Alright everyone, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Hopefully everyone is safe out there. We have the Moto G Stylus on the right, and of course we have the Moto G Power on the left side right here. The Moto G Stylus is going to be the cheaper device. This isn't going to be the 5G variant. This is going to be the 4G LTE variant, and this is going to be $199 on Amazon and BestBuy.com. Also, for the Moto G Power 5G, this is going to have 5G support. Of course, the Stylus will not. So this will be a little bit more, and we are going to get some upgrades in the specifications area that you guys will see right now, but this is going to retail about $79 more than the Moto G Stylus at $279. If you guys want to purchase any of these devices, I'll leave links in the description down below, but let's go ahead and get this comparison started. So first and foremost, these devices, as far as the build and build quality, are going to be very similar. They are going to, of course, use plastic backs, and they have a similar design language on the back right there. Very minimalistic. I am liking Motorola's design language on their budget devices. It's looking really good, but these are going to be plastic backs, plastic sides, and of course these are going to have glass displays. So these devices are pretty similar in build language. The only thing that's different is, of course, the Moto G Stylus has a stylus at the bottom of the device that you guys can go ahead and pop out, and that's one of its go-to features that it has. But getting into the displays on these devices, the Moto G Power on the left side, we're going to have a Full HD IPS LCD display capable of 120 Hz for a refresh rate, and the Moto G Stylus is going to be only a 720p display, IPS LCD, and we have a 90 Hz refresh rate. So we have a lower refresh rate as well as a lower resolution. So 720p in 2023 isn't great to see, but still this is only a $199 phone. As far as the display sizes, both these devices are both 6.5 inches. One thing to note is the Moto G Power 5G is going to have a much higher pixel density at 405 pixels per inch compared to the Moto G Stylus's 270 pixels per inch. So it's definitely going to be more pixel dense on the Moto G Power. It's definitely going to look better, and of course that's one of the reasons you're paying $79 more. Also, both these devices are rocking Android 13. I believe you did get one operating system update for both of these devices and maybe 2 security patches, or 2 years of security patches rather. If you guys have any updates on that, leave it in the comment section down below. I know Motorola is not too vocal about their updates, so that would be very much appreciated. But just know out of the box, both these devices will have Android 13. Now, some of the biggest differences right here, of course, the chipsets. So the Moto G Power 2023 is going to have a MediaTek Dimensity 930 compared to the Moto G Stylus's Helio G85. So of course, if you guys know anything about processors, these are both MediaTek processors, as I said, but the Dimensity 930 is definitely going to perform much better. Both these devices are going to be able to run things like Call of Duty Mobile, PUBG Mobile as well. One One thing is that the Moto G Stylus is not even going to have enough room to run Genshin Impact, so I wouldn't even try to download that game because it only has 64 gigabytes of internal storage, which we're going to talk about in a second as well. Definitely one of the cons on this device. But the Moto G Power, if you guys want a better gaming device, I would get the Moto G Power 2023. If you guys don't really game that much and you still play games like Call of Duty Mobile just casually, you guys are gonna have no issue playing Call of Duty Mobile or PUBG on medium graphic settings on the Moto G Stylus. So if you guys casually game, I would get this device. If you're kind of more of the hardcore gamer or the weekend gamer or gamer at night, I would definitely get the Moto G Power. And that of course leads us into the space and the RAM on these devices, and there is a huge difference between these devices. So going over to the more expensive device, the Moto G Power 5G 2023, this is going to have 256 gigabytes of internal storage and 6 gigabytes of RAM. We also have the option to expand our memory via micro SD card up to a terabyte of memory. So if you guys need a lot more memory, you take a lot more photos, you download a lot more applications and games, go with the Moto G Power 2023. This is going to be absolutely the better choice for that. Going over to the Moto G Stylus, this is kind of going to be a little sad. Now this is a $199 device. I don't think it's a terrible device. I do think there are other devices I would pick up over this, like the Galaxy A14, but with the Moto G Stylus right here, we're only going to have 64 gigabytes of internal storage and 4 gigabytes of RAM, but we do, however, have a dedicated slot for a micro SD card if you guys would like to expand storage and save more photos and videos and stuff like that. Also, we always have the option to save photos and videos over the cloud, but if you guys want to download more applications, I would definitely go with the Moto G Power 2023, especially if you guys play bigger space games like Genshin Impact. I think that's like a 32 gigabyte game. That's taking like 60% of the memory up inside of the Moto G Stylus right here, so it's an easy choice for whatever type of person you are. If you guys just need a phone, this is probably going to be the better choice, but if you guys are going to run a bunch of games, take a bunch of photos, download a bunch of applications, this is going to be the one to buy. Now before we get into the cameras on these devices, as far as the speakers on these devices, we actually have stereo speakers on both these devices, and very loud and very clear, surprisingly, on the Moto G Stylus as well as the Moto G Power. I already knew the Moto G Power is going to be pretty decent, but the Moto G Stylus 2023 very much surprised me as far as what a speaker could sound like on a sub $200 phone. So that was very surprising. Really good news. You're going to have great speakers. So this is going to be a great media device for the Moto G Stylus. This isn't going to be for like the hardcore gamer. This is going to mostly be for like scrolling through social media, casually gaming, and of course watching Netflix and YouTube on. Also, both these devices, 5,000 milliamp batteries, and we can also charge these devices at a max of 15 watts. Both also have side-mounted fingerprint sensors, and they are both pretty quick and accurate, as I've stated before, so you guys are going to have no issues over there. As far as the cameras on the back of these devices, the Moto G Power right here is going to have a main 50 megapixel camera. That's going to be our wide camera. Our secondary is going to be a 2 megapixel depth camera, and our third is going to be a 2 megapixel macro. Going over to the Moto G Stylus right here, we actually only have 2 cameras set up right here. The main one, as you guys can see, is going to be our 50 megapixel quad pixel camera, and it's going to be capable of wide angle, and of course our secondary one is going to be a macro camera as well, and that's going to be a 2 megapixel camera. As far as our front facing cameras, the Moto G Power is going to be a 16 megapixel front facing camera, wide angle as well, 8 megapixel wide angle on the Moto G Stylus, both capable of recording at 1080p 30 frames per second. Honestly, I think the Moto G Power 5G is going to be more realistic with the colors. It seems like it was a little oversaturated with the Moto G Stylus right here, just a tad bit. I think the more real colors and saturation and shadowing and stuff like that is going to be a little bit more realistic on the Moto G Power, and I think the photos are a little bit better. But honestly, Moto G Stylus was honestly pretty good. It definitely put up a fight. I just think the Moto G Power was a tad bit better. But who is the winner? Who is the winner of this competition? I think I would go with the Moto G Power 2023 5G. And I think most people would pick up this device if you guys were to choose one of these devices because of the storage, the RAM, and the processor. The processor is just not going to glitch as much as the Moto G Stylus. I've noticed this one glitching a lot more in day-to-day use and having some hiccups and being a lot slower. So the media MediaTek 930 is definitely going to be a lot quicker on the Moto G Power. It's going to be a lot more powerful. And of course, just that storage, 256 gigabytes of internal storage, of course, 6 gigabytes of RAM. And we also have the higher resolution display as well. But if you guys need something cheap and you guys don't want to spend $280, I can definitely recommend the Moto G Stylus 2023. I think it's a decent device. I do think there are other devices out there that are better, and if you guys want me to recommend those, let me know in the comment section down below. But I think the better device out of this bunch is going to be the Moto G Power 5G. But let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. Hopefully you did enjoy this video. Hopefully you guys have a beautiful day. This has been Stefan from TechRight. Peace out, Tech Gang.